At this time, I do want to open it up for the judges to give some of their brief commentary on the 6 presentations today before we move on to the awards.
I'm going to be general. To follow up on what Pete said. In the future, you're going to be making presentations to businesses, putting forth a proposal, etc. There were items in the papers that I noticed that will not go well when you're making a presentation. You need to have clear statements of objectives. What is the problem that you're trying to solve? What are the proposed solutions, and what were the alternatives you considered and were rejected? Some of those were not clear in some of the written materials. There were grammar errors and typos in some of the papers. That might be a block to someone actually listening to your presentation or putting in forward a pitch for whatever project you're going to. So be careful with some of the written materials. There were paragraphs that were incomplete. Something had dropped out, which you should have caught before submitting the materials. Conclusion sections, some of them were great, some of them were okay. And these comments are all intended to be constructive. Pay attention to it, because it does matter when you're actually making a presentation to someone. In this particular case, remember to consider the reality of Cuba. It's not like every other country out there. It's a communist country, totalitarian, with significant restrictions on what can and cannot be done, and very limited on an economic basis. So keep that in mind. I know some of you try to do that in your presentations and in your papers, particularly on the economic analysis. But while it may be that in the future Cuba is going to be a normal market economy, et cetera, we're talking 20, 30 years down the road probably before you get there. So keep in mind that there's significant restrictions in the meantime. So with that, I was impressed by all your presentations, and I commend you on making the effort, and the future is bright, given what I saw.
Great. Well, first let me praise you in engaging in this type of competition. It is extremely difficult to get into this type of project presentation when you don't have enough data. It's extremely difficult to gather data from Cuba. We had not a great level of communication, as you all know. So engaging in that, in reality, I mean, you have done a magnificent job. In general, I mean, in reality, I think I've been here through the years. It seems to me now that the presentations that I'm seeing are a little bit more sophisticated than the one that I saw at the beginning. So it's getting really, really good from all the students that are coming from different universities. And actually, we have more participation than in the past. In the past, it was more locally here in Florida. We have we have UF, and we have FIU. Now we have people from Illinois, from George Mason, all the universities that are coming here. In the future, and it was just emphasized by Pete and by my colleague here, Mario, you're going to be facing a lot of competition. I mean, you're going to see that would be when you become become a professional, you're going to see that the majority of the work or the jobs that you're going to be is going to be on the competition, and you're going to be competing against, good group of engineers. They are fighting to get the job. So I think it's a good beginning, and congratulations to you all. Thank you.
So great job to all of you, because just the fact that you're presenting today is because you did a great job. Second, because you are practicing for the future. This, more than a competition, this will be your future. When you start working and then you need to present a project, you need to make sure that you have all the elements, and this activity today helped you on that. And all of you did a great job. Of course, you can always improve. So take all these great advices that you're getting today, like to improve into your future, especially when you start working in your future career. Not as a student. Don't think of this as a homework, a project that I did for my class. This is something that's what you might be doing in the future as an engineer. So take this advice for that benefit, and in general, my own personal advice, when you do something, take it seriously. That will help you a lot. Take it seriously. And if you're, in this case, it was about Cuba, try to understand more about what you want to implement, and try to understand what's happening in there, and try to understand how your proposals are going to be able to actually implement it or not. And maybe just using the internet because you don't have enough resources, sometimes it's not enough. How do you go above that? How do you go outside of the box? So, and if you do have the expertise about the area that you're talking, try to make sure that yes, you're going to do the best out of you to try to see if it happens. Not just as a, yeah, hopefully someday it's going to happen. No, I'm doing this because it's serious. I want this to happen. So not just about today. Think about this in the future. When you're already working and you're presenting, demonstrate that you believe in your product and you went above and beyond to make it happen. But in general, great job. I was really happy to be here today and listening to all your projects, and congratulations to all of you.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations to all of you. You're all winners. Tackling a real problem is not easy. The first thing is, as engineers, as compared to technicians, if you have a problem, they go to the book and they find the solution. Engineers, we work with problems that we don't know. We will face a lot of questions along the way. So this is actually, I echo everything that was said by my colleagues before, but this is real life experience. Whatever you do in life, you're going to find as a professional that you're going to have more questions than answers. Because if you have the answers, you don't need to do it. You have a technician doing it. Okay? So you'll be resolving things in real life. Also, I want to echo what Pete said. This is probably the first, for most of you, of real life experience. You're actually here competing for something real. In the future, you'll be there with a world that is not as nice. I tell you some of my experiences in engineering. We were developing a modem. I worked for a company who actually invented the modem, and we were behind because of a Chicago company I'm not going to mention, got something better. I said, oh, we're going to do it 10 times faster. And we got to a trade show, and there was 3 competitors doing it 1,000 times faster. So here you are investing millions of real dollars, not Mickey Mouse dollars, real dollars, with a lot of jobs, and the company went bankrupt. $1.1 billion in sales, went bankrupt within a year. So these things are real. This is not Mickey Mouse. Another thing that I wanted to emphasize, that was exposed by one of the presenters, but I think is a lesson for all of us. We need to look at the social, not only the economic aspects, but the social aspects, the consequences of whatever we do. I think we all engineers, we're very lucky. Our profession literally is manifested in everything that surrounds us. The buildings that we live, the transportation that we use, the way we communicate, there's nothing that has not been touched by an engineer. You are the new generation that are going to be carrying out whatever you do is going to impact not only your generation, but hopefully hundreds of years ahead of you. So take it seriously. Have fun. That's very important. But realize that it's not only the solution, how that solution impacts others. Okay? You can't design, look at the 737 MAX. You can't design something that people are going to be dead. You see, we can kill people by making a mistake. So take these things fun, but seriously at the same time. So there's a lot of factors going there. Anyway, congratulations to all of you. You're all winners.
Thank you so much, judges.